Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Procraft. It's my pleasure to bring you this exclusive replay from Team Liquid. It is Liquid's very own Jinro. He is in the blue trunks and he is playing Terran. To the west of this, which is the Metalopolis, versus his opponent AnsanStar. He is in the red trunks and he is playing Protoss to the east. AnsanStar, an interesting name, but the thing about a lot of Korean players is, well, one, they use Korean in their names most of the time, so you really actually don't have any clue who it is. Because, well, I can't read Korean. All I know is that this guy goes by the name of AnsanStar. Does that mean that he is actually San? Who knows? Probably not. But whatever the case, a lot of Koreans tend to use Smurf accounts. So that's something that you do need to consider. So we don't really know who this guy necessarily is. Whatever the case, you certainly know who this guy is, the Swedish hero Liquid Jinro, who's been over in Korea for as long as I can remember, honestly, and had some success in the early GSL. In fact, he, I think, was the highest placing foreigner in the GSL Codes. Unfortunately, he then ran into a bit of a wall. He's been in a fairly long slump over the past 8 or so months, and that's really unfortunate to see, because I like Jinro, I've met him, he's an awesome guy, and he has a lot of skill. The problem, I suppose, comes in the fact that his macro style of Terran play is just not quite working out for him anymore. The metagame has perhaps left him behind a little bit, which is really sad to see, but he is hoping that we see Jinro actually rise to power once again. He actually declined a complimentary slot into Code A that was given to him. He said no, he wants to get there on his own, he wants to qualify through the mythical Code B, and yeah, Code B is kind of scary, folks. It really, really is. If you don't know anything about Code B, yeah, it's pretty terrifying. It's definitely not what you want to be trying to qualify through. It is dangerous. Now, this is interesting. We actually have a Nexus first coming in from AnsanStar against a Terran player. It's fairly gutsy, fairly confident. Perhaps he knows Liquid Jinro's style a little bit too well. Who knows? I would say that Jinro is probably one of the most well-known foreigners over there on the ladder. He ladders so very, very much. It's kind of to be expected. Checks the close air position, doesn't find him, and he will locate him momentarily. And Nexus first against Terran. Can Jinro do anything about it? Will Jinro do anything about it? He's going straight in for a tech lab, and his gas count could indicate that he's going to go for a Reaper expand from here, which, see, is a fairly old-school way of doing things, but definitely a good option on Metalopolis. Second gateway going in behind this as well from AnsanStar. Very interesting decision, and actually this is going to play into the hands of Jinro, because Zealots really can't do an awful lot to a Reaper unless Jinro screws up his micro here. So this Reaper is going to go unopposed until the Stalker comes out. And I see when there's the Cybernetics core coming in. So this Cyber Core is going to take a little bit of time to complete, obviously another 40 seconds. The Reaper's going to be out in less than 20. It's going to be able to do a little bit of damage, and that's going to force perhaps a Chrono Boost on that. And it's interesting that he did dump down that second gateway. Very intriguing. But it does give him a lot of options from here, so that's a little bit scary. And did he actually cancel the Reaper? No, he got the Reaper out, and he's gone for the Marauder as well. So see if he follows this up. He's just going to take a single Marauder out and try and apply just a little bit of pressure here. SCV continues to remain alive, and the SCV does also get a full scout, as you can see. He knows exactly what's going on here. Reaper's on its way, and the Stalker could very easily get Chrono Boosted out right now. But he hasn't started doing that. There we go, Chrono Boosting out. Thing is that there's a bit of time where Jinro can basically do whatever he wants in this space. He can force probes to be pulled off. He can do a lot of damage through here, assuming that he doesn't get out microed, which would be very, very bad indeed. Stalker's not even getting Chrono Boosted. AnsanStar showing an awful lot of confidence. Look at that, actually pulling probes, injured probes, off of the line. Great micro here. And Jinro is gonna have to get out of there immediately. The Stalker's about to pop out. Needs to leave. He's getting out of there by the looks of it. And Jinro gets away with 4 probe kills and a lot of probe pulling as well, which is good. That's allowed him to catch up a little bit, considering this was a Nexus first here, and he's going to be able to go down and harass this probe line as well. In the meantime, he is creating several more barracks and is working on more and more Marauders. Very smart move. Stim coming out in the way. Very classic style here from Jinro. I like it. Takes me back. 3 racks here on 2 bases. Nothing really wrong with that whatsoever. Doesn't decide to build a bunker just yet. There we go, bunker now coming down, and ooh, now that's a lot of gas taken very, very early here for AnsanStar. That's 4 gas on the 6-minute mark. We could see anything coming out of here. We'll see what he decides to build. He's going to have 100 gas shortly, and there it is. That's the robotics facility coming down. Could be very, very early 2-base Colossus on 2-gate. 2-gate Colossus is not the most uncommon thing in the world, certainly. Very good way of dealing with bioplay. The thing is, this is Marauder-heavy bioplay, so that's actually nowhere near as effective. Could, of course, be going for Immortals. 3rd gateway being placed down here as well. Immortals will, as far as I'm concerned, be a fairly good option. It's not too bad an idea whatsoever. Now, let's see what he decides to do from here. He's going to have to play fairly passively because he doesn't have any units. Simple as that. Could be a little bit of pressure coming in from Jinro with the stim pack completion. Could be a bit of a little bit of a timing push here. Certainly a possibility. It's kind of a variant on a very old school style of timing push, the 3 racks timing push, which was a bit all-in-ish. It's the second bunker coming down, so Jinro playing very defensively, and it's now getting past the point where a timing push would be effective. Let's have a look at the army composition. I mean, he could very easily go in here. Honestly, he could actually destroy this army completely if he went in right now. Now that's been scouted, so I have to wonder what we're going to see now from AnsanStar. A second observer coming out from him, so no Immortals, regardless of the fact that he did get some information. He must have seen all those Marauders. It's actually a real shame that Jinro hasn't attacked, because he could have very easily destroyed this right now. Some really early aggression from Jinro would have been perfect, but no, he's playing very defensively. Looking at tech up as well. We've got a Twilight Council coming in from AnsanStar, as you can see, and an Engineering Bay coming up for Jinro as well. And there's the Immortal coming out, which, God, that's so unfortunate. He could have gone in there and done some real damage with the size of his army there. Yes, the 3 racks was all in on 1 base, by the way. 3 racks is entirely reasonable. In fact, you might want to see a few more here from Jinro, honestly. Factory coming down. It does mean a really, really late medevac. Doesn't have the starport out yet whatsoever. Going for +1 and the combat shield there as well, which I'm liking, and there is that starport coming in. And right next to the factory, so we can see a swap over for the reactor straight away. AnsanStar has full information and decides to actually take a 3rd here. Interesting decision, spreading himself out so early on. Protoss can be very, very vulnerable when they're on 3 bases. Difficult to defend against drops a lot of the time. AnsanStar continuing to build up forces. No sign of going to Colossus tech as of yet. Going for the +1, going for Blink Stalker as well. And here's the push coming in. It's quite a dangerous looking push. This is going to be a timing with the combat shield completing. And we'll see if AnsanStar can repulse it. He might get enough Immortals out here. It's another round of units, so the size of the army is much, much smaller than I would have liked for Jinro right here in comparison to his opponent. Earlier, no problem. Absolutely no issue. And he had like 9 army supply against 25. That would have been a good bit of harassment there, but now it's a little too close. Jinro with 54 to 33, he can still do a lot of damage here. He even decides not to go in. His trepidation is interesting here. I'm not really sure. Is he going to wait for medevacs? No, he's going to push forward and take map control here, but waiting this long might be very unfortunate for him. Has he even got to wait for the +1? Perhaps. He sees the scan, and he's got information as to what's going on at the 3rd base here. So what exactly is he planning on doing? Playing really, really cautiously. The economic situation is going to get ahead of him at this point, because AnsanStar does have this 3rd base up and running. Command center is on the way for Jinro, admittedly, and more racks to follow that one up as well, but still. I don't know. I don't know if I like this. But we'll see how well he does. +1 is now complete, so yeah, any kind of timing that could have occurred here pretty much isn't going to happen. But 4 medevacs in with a bunch of upgraded Marines and Marauders, that's very, very dangerous indeed. Being shadowed here by that, and that drop is going to be picked up immediately. Does he see it? Maybe he saw the blur there. There is the possibility. Very difficult to see. Incredibly difficult. But there's the scan. He did see it. Nice eyes right there on Jinro. Very good indeed. And he's now going to take the gold. Bit risky, but worthwhile. In the meantime, what are we seeing from AnsanStar? Lots and lots of upgrades. Double Forge, he's already got +1/+1. His Immortal count was looking kind of scary as well. He's got 2, and he could bring in another one as well. We've got the Robotics Bay on the way. Quite late, considering. But Jinro playing really, really defensively still. Now, the question is, where are those drops? We did see 2 medevacs. There they are, moving over to the top. And the remainder of the force down here. Splitting the force could be potentially dangerous. Very easy to get trapped there, especially with all of that force field energy available. This could actually be really bad for Jinro. Okay, engaging up this ramp is probably not the best idea. I would like to see him scan here, I really, really would. But no, he's able to see it just from the medevac view up at the top. But no, engaging up there, not a good idea. But he's able to draw the majority of the army out of position. So this drop could potentially do a lot of damage here. There are Stalkers awaiting. It's really unfortunate that he decided to go there. There's only a very small gap here that he could get in. I'm not liking this one little bit. Free pylon right here for Jinro, a quick pickup, but once again, playing very, very defensively and very cautiously, which is fine, because AnsanStar would have probably sniped him off if he tried to get under there, especially with the blink available. Both these guys posturing at the moment. They'll be getting up to max army supply fairly shortly. Quick stim right there to pick up yet another observer, and now that actually blinds AnsanStar. Very effective play here from Jinro. Be able to flank around and now do some damage. He's actually drawn his opponent completely out of position. That's very nice play here. A little bit of bait and switch, and here he goes. Right into the mineral line. Let's see if he can take the Nexus. No problem at all. Nexus going down, and the drop coming in into the main here as well. Medevacs has been shut down. This drop will be shot to pieces, but taking the Nexus, an absolutely massive blow. Jinro taking very few losses for the trade for that as well, and is adding on ghosts in the background. We got +1 armor about to complete and +2 weapons, and he's taken the gold. It's absolutely fantastic play, and not going for a greedy play here as well, going for the planetary fortress. He's still playing very, very cautiously. The problem, of course, is the counterattack that's coming in, but over that planetary fortress should be okay. The problem is, does he have an answer to that Colossus? Not really, but he could stim through. We'll see how this engagement goes. Does it even have... It does not have extended thermal lance, so that's even less effective. Here comes the engagement right there. Jinro just need to split up just a little bit, try and avoid that, and down it goes. Nicely done. Repulsed right there on the gold base, and that's absolutely fantastic here for Jinro. That's the income coming in for him, and he'll be able to mine that incredibly quickly as he starts throwing mules at it. A fourth coming in right here from AnsanStar. Interesting stuff. The factory could potentially spot it if it continues to go forward. In the meantime, Jinro just playing pure bio, of course, which is to be expected against the Protoss, and a Ghost on the way. That's already finished, in fact, looking for the second one. Mobius Reactor is up there as well. This is actually just like watching a beta match, and you know what? That's actually pretty cool. I like that. It's old school stuff. Very much so. Jinro, a very traditional player. In the meantime, Terran Infantry Weapon level 3, but he's going up against +3/+3 upgrades. AnsanStar does have the lead in that respect. They're about to be complete as well. It could be a very, very dangerous push coming in with that. If he warps in a couple more rounds of units, he will be on 200 supply. Now, economic damage has been done to AnsanStar. He hasn't been able to mine from this space for a very long time, but he has now picked up a fourth as well. Jinro will be following that up. At the moment, he has the lead thanks to this gold base and the use of mules, but still a little bit concerning. Definitely like to see some more aggressive drop play right here from Jinro. In the meantime, AnsanStar is about to complete those 3/3 upgrades. That's a bit stressful. Very stressful. A lot of damage could be coming in there. An interesting decision not to build too many Colossus. Is going Storm, looking for the transition, trying to get Jinro to overcommit here. Once again, another observer sniped off. There is no way. Jinro just keeps poking out those eyes. AnsanStar, 76 probes right now. 3 bases. Fully mining here. And in fact, he's not even mined out in his main. Good macro, in fact, here. Robotics facility coming up for the second one for AnsanStar as well. And both of these guys just trying to mass up to 200. More Ghost Academies being added. That can only mean one thing, folks. Nuke play is on the way. Liking this right here from Jinro. A very, very good decision. If he's able to continuously snipe out those observers, which actually there are no observers out at the moment because, of course, there are just Colossus coming in here. Nuke play could be absolutely crucial. Personal cloaking coming in right there as well. That's exactly what he wants to go for. Liking this an awful lot here from Jinro. Now both on 200 supply. Now is the time to go. There's no point in hanging around. Unless you're waiting for some kind of timing, if you have 200 supply, you should be attacking. It's exactly what AnsanStar is going to do. He's moving forward and preparing his engagement. In the meantime, a quick drop right here from Jinro is able to pick off a pylon, so reinforcement positions have been eliminated. The problem is Jinro, if he's not careful, is going to get caught out there. Single Marine moving in there, and thankfully the rest of his compadres are able to get out of there, no problem at all. And 2 nukes on the way here for Jinro. Liking this. What is AnsanStar doing? He needs to get a good engagement here. Unless he's going to wait for +1 shield, which he might. +1 shield's becoming more and more popular lately, simply because the cost has been significantly decreased. It's still taken out by EMP, but it's a very effective upgrade. It affects everything, including buildings. Gold base coming up for AnsanStar. AnsanStar now with potentially an economic lead if he's able to hang on to that. Jinro doesn't want to let him have it, but there's the blink. Nicely done. AnsanStar picks that one off. No problems at all, and even takes a Marine in the process. That is well defended here from AnsanStar as well, forming a wall of gateways. AnsanStar with a scary looking death ball right here, very much so. 4 Templar in the mix, 3 Colossus, +3/+3, and a +1 shield upgrade. That's terrifying. Will Jinro be able to deal with it? He has nuclear weapons available. Let's see how this engagement goes. Jinro waiting. There's the scan. Potentially could see that. He's got to be very careful. The thing is, he has no detection methods. He's 200 maxed out and he has no observer. Storm right there. Oh, the Ghost is sitting right in it. It doesn't die. Very, very close. EMP coming off right there. Jinro able to skillfully parry and riposte right here, but here comes a ghost, and there's no detection. Nuke coming down right here on that base, and that's the problem with spreading out so much at this stage of the game. Where, oh where, is the nuke? The question is, which expansion is the nuclear weapon in? Oh, so close! Good damage done nonetheless. That's half that probe line gone. Pylon taken out as well, powers down all of those gateways. Oh, here we go once again. Another nuclear launch detected. I don't even know where that is. I'll have to try and find it out. Where, oh where is the nuclear launch? Where is it? I heard it go off. Is it in the main? No. Oh. Where, oh where, oh where? I'm hearing these nukes going off. I don't know where the hell they are. It's going down in here once again. Good lord. I wish there was an easier way to find nukes, I tell you. It's just repeatedly nuking that base over and over. Finally, the ghost has been picked up. There is at least an observer on the field now for AnsanStar. 23 workers killed here by Jinro, and has enabled him to catch up quite significantly in terms of his economy. Drop intercepted here by AnsanStar. Little bit of damage being done here and there, but Jinro not able to effectively destroy all that much. More nukes on the way here for Jinro. CC ready, could easily expand over here. Needs to watch out for that. He does know about that pylon, so that shouldn't be a factor. Playing really cautiously and defensively here, almost mining out the gold as well. Some crazy stuff going on. Little engagement in the center. Nothing to really concern about there. And another ghost taken out. That's a little bit pricey. AnsanStar cleaning these out very nicely. And honestly, these ghosts need to be avoiding those observers completely. That's the dangerous thing right here. There's the scan. He needs a good engagement here. He actually doesn't have his entire army. Defensive nuke has been deployed. Surely he will not run into that. Now, AnsanStar is not foolish enough to run into that. Absolutely not. Down goes the nuke. No real damage being done. I think that Marauder actually might get caught in the mix. Yes, it did. It survived. The statue has been taken out, however. It's the most important thing. Zealots now deployed in a harassment formation. In the meantime, we have a drop down here and an engagement here. Craziness is going on. There's a quick blink right here by AnsanStar. Feedback going in to take out the ghost. A huge storm in the center. Defensive nuclear weapon has been deployed. That should be picked up, I would think. I want to keep an eye on this one, folks. Oh, there we go. It has now been cleaned up. In the meantime, the harassment has destroyed the 5th down to the bottom. Gold base is now taken out as well. Really nice play here by Jinro. Plenty of CCs coming in. Jinro actually building a ton of spares simply because he can then reduce his SCV count and rely purely on mules. The problem is that he's got to deal with the death ball. He needs an answer to that. More blink play coming in here, right here from the bottom, and Anson is able to take out one medevac, but needs to try and take out the second. A nice little bit of a wall off here by Jinro. In the meantime, this death ball's coming on the top as this drop comes in here by Jinro into the main. This is absolutely crazy multitasking coming in for both of these players. But Jinro still has to answer. He must answer this death ball. He has to, otherwise it's going to crash through everything. Lots of damage done to the production facilities of his opponent here. Jinro with absolutely fantastic control. More gateways shut down, more tech shut down, nuclear launch detected. This defensive nuke could work, potentially. Is there an observer out? Let's see if he sees it. He doesn't see it. He doesn't see it. He doesn't see it. Oh, Shazbot. Nicely done there. And Jinro stims in immediately to try and eliminate that one. Oh my. Oh my. That's what he needed for the defense. AnsanStar taking an absolute pounding. In the meantime, the base is getting good and the tech's been shut down. Jinro wins at the natural there, and AnsanStar in a horrendous position. My, oh my, ladies and gentlemen. A nuke from hell. Jinro rains it down on his opponent. What will the fallout from that be, I have to wonder. AnsanStar's taken a lot of tech damage. He's got a lot of shut down gateways. His economy is in shambles. Jinro's is as well, but how many command centers does Jinro have? He has quite a few. He should be able to get back on top of this with the use of mules, and if he's able to push forward and do good damage, take out this base, he's going to be in a fantastic position, strangling his opponent. Bear in mind, there's no mining going on here or here, only gas. This is the mining base, and this one's about to go down. Jinro in a fantastic position right now as he continues to stim forward, smashing his way through that expansion once again. Down it goes. AnsanStar's only hope right now is to build up a sufficient death ball, defeat this army, and then counterattack. As Jinro's taken a pounding economically as well. He's lost a lot of bases here. He's only on 33 SCVs. He is deploying 4 mules at a time and is taking out the remainder of that gold base, looking very nice for him. The question is, will Jinro actually go for it, or is he going to be defensive once again? Nuclear weapons are available. Sniping going on. Nicely done there. He has the opportunity. Oh, nicely done. Sniping off the remaining High Templar. Nuclear weapon could be coming down here. Nuclear. Oh, wow. This is going to absolutely destroy him if he allows this to happen. He pulls it off the line. He knows. He knows. But nukes could finish this game for Jinro here. Yet more damage being done, and Jinro is macroing up nicely. AnsanStar still has the lead, however. Even Zealot's moving into that mineral line, doing plenty of damage, but still, I'd be very, very worried if I were AnsanStar. AnsanStar must attack. He must do good damage. His army is larger. In fact, it's not. Simply because of the number of probes and the lack of SCVs, the army is not larger. It is now. It's a good warping by AnsanStar. The question is, will he continue to go back at the 200 in order to deal with Jinro? The longer he waits, the more energy we get on those ghosts, and there are 10 in total, plus the single nuke available. My, oh my. This is going to get messy. It's going to be a very close engagement. If AnsanStar can beat Jinro in the center, he can win this game. However, if he's not able to get that defeat, then that will be that. Jinro will pick him to pieces. Jinro's got more mining bases. Jinro's economy is now in a stronger state. He's mining from this base once again. He's mining from the gold. He can easily expand up to the top as well. Vikings trying to pick off that Colossus, but AnsanStar punishes it. Vikings ripped out of the sky, and the Viking count is now very low indeed. The Colossus count, thankfully, is as well, but that's still a really scary-looking death ball. Oh my, this is really tense right here. Jinro has now the smaller army. He must be cautious. Defensive nuclear missile deployed. AnsanStar is not going to run into that. He's surely not that foolish. 3 more nukes on the way here for Jinro. AnsanStar has got a scary death ball right now. He's got to get good positioning. He knows it. Jinro smartly pulling that CC off, knowing that he will lose it otherwise. Keep an eye out for those nukes, folks. I'll tell you that for a fact. You want to keep an eye out for that. Ghost taken out. Jinro does not want to lose units unnecessarily here. He's going up against a larger force. It's better upgraded. He's got 2 on shields. In fact, he's looking for 3 as well. Jinro has a reasonable medevac count and plenty of nuclear weapons. The question is, can he hit anything with them? AnsanStar looking now to deny the 3rd. Mining is now recommencing here. It could potentially get a nuke onto that mineral line, do significant damage. Starting to mine this out. This is really his only fully functional mining base now. And here we go. AnsanStar is maxed out. Jinro is trying to re-macro up. Doesn't quite have the economy that he needs, having had that gold denied now. Mining from this base only. The center engagement is going to define the rest of this match. Indeed, it could result in a GG from either side immediately. See how that one goes. Here comes the Ghost. He needs to cloak. In fact, no, never mind. He doesn't. Small force of units is able to crash through there, but every single unit that is not up to the top is going to be an advantage for AnsanStar. Jinro's on 172 supply. AnsanStar's maxed. And here he comes on the one and only mining base of Jinro. Jinro must win this engagement. It's what it all comes down to. Those SCVs being pulled off the line. A lot of damage will be done. Jinro knows he doesn't want to engage there. Nuclear weapon has been deployed. However, AnsanStar pulls back almost immediately, knowing the propensity for those defensive nukes. Ghost is sniping off as many units as it can. That nuke will not land. There are 2 more nukes in the field, however. Unfortunately, Jinro is now not mining. That Ghost continuing to smash its way through everything. It's got plenty of cloak energy still, picking off Zealots, picking off as many of these units as it can. Looking very, very good here for Jinro, but still, it's so close between these 2. AnsanStar still needs this engagement. Long-distance mining coming in from Jinro. Must secure a base, but it's so hard to do so. Not with that massive death ball in the center. He's going to wait for +3, then go. There we go. +3 is complete. The mineral line is taking a ton of damage. Jinro's going to land this. Is that Ghost still there? Nuclear launch detected. Here we go. Ansan sees it. Needs to move out of the way. Jinro basically has no economy left at this point. He's got to win. The remainder of Jinro's force doing a little bit of harassment down at the bottom, a good efficient use of those Marines and Marauders. Continuing to do economic harassment, but there's only 11 SCVs on the field. He's not mining. Very, very dangerous. He's got to defeat the Death Ball. He must defeat the Death Ball. I keep saying this, but there's nothing else to say. He's got to win this engagement. The problem is that AnsanStar doesn't want this engagement to happen. It's against his best interest to allow that. He knows it. Jinro perhaps is just going to go for the full-on attack. Force his opponent to engage him. Got a good Viking count right now. There's the stim. Plenty of damage being done. A missed EMP. Not what he needs right now. 8 ghosts still on the field. Still plenty of nukes. There goes the snipes. He's got to bring those Colossus down. Goes for it. He's going for it right now. Huge storm right there. Jinro backs out of that quickly. Zealots eating an awful lot of that. EMP going off and plenty of damage. It's a lot of Zealots ripped apart, but good damage done here. Here it comes. This is the engagement that finishes it off. There's the EMP. Can Jinro smash this apart? Looks like he's got it. He might have it. The final Archon goes down. Jinro smashes it up, but he's only on 72 supply. A good engagement here. He's got to strike now. He must do more damage. Either that or secure another base. One nuclear weapon available for Jinro as well. So close here, but look at that mass warping. AnsanStar has an economy. 4 more Archons coming on. Dangerous stuff. Some good EMPs will clean that out, but there's only 2 ghosts, and they don't have any energy. This could be disastrous right now for Jinro. He's got to be so careful with his engagement. AnsanStar deciding to back off, playing also a little bit cautious, wants to try and trap him. Can he get in there? Can he do the damage he needs? He's going to try and take out the Nexus. There's the big stim. AnsanStar caught out of position. That Nexus could potentially go down, and there it goes. Defensive nuke has now been deployed. It's not cloaked. That ghost is not cloaked. There's the cloak. Oh, it's been spotted. Jinro's going to engage so well here. He's up against Archons. This is really, really tough here for Jinro. Colossus coming in from the side. This could be the defeat. Jinro backing off as quickly as he can. Oh, he's trying to evacuate those units. Oh, the feedbacks, and that's that. Jinro down to 28 supply. GG, ladies and gentlemen. Really well fought for Jinro, but AnsanStar takes it right there in an incredibly lengthy macro game. Some great nuke play, some great control, but unfortunately Jinro wasn't quite up to the task, wasn't able to expand. He's able to take that orbital command, but once you lost that army trying to evacuate, that was it. It's such an unfortunate play there for Jinro. So close to having that one, but congratulations to AnsanStar and Jinro for an extremely entertaining game. Great match from both of these guys.